Hello and welcome to this week's Cloud Gaming Roundup. So there's been quite a lot happening, and first up we are going to kick off with Google Stadia. Now Google Stadia has just launched its Stadia Mega Sale and there are some huge discounts to be had. Now when they first announced this, I think the community got a little bit carried away. I know we did. We thought there were going to be loads and loads of discounts available, but unfortunately not. There's a relatively small selection of games, but those small selection of games have some massive discounts on them. So the games available in the Stadia Mega Sale are FIFA 21, Immortals Phoenix Rising, Judgment, Madden NFL 21, Mortal Kombat 11 Ultimate, Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order, and Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six Siege Deluxe Edition. Now some of the discounts on those games are absolutely massive, and we'll have those up on the screen so you can just get a bit of a flavour of what those look like. Now there's been some rumour and talk about these games being cycled in and out, so hopefully each Wednesday we might be seeing those games get removed from the Mega Sale and new ones added, or new ones just added, so who knows. It's worthwhile keeping an eye on if you are in the market for some really discounted games. Now discounts aside, we've also had the July Pro games announced and also some new games that are coming to the service. So let's first up kick off with the July Pro games. So the July Pro games that are available for Stadia this month are Power Football, Darkside Detective, Terraria and Moonlighter. So Moonlighter has just landed on the platform, and at the same time as it lands you'll be able to claim it as a free game if you are a Pro subscriber. So that's really good news if you're in the market for an RPG with a shopkeeper mechanic. Looks really interesting. Played it a little bit and it performs really well. It's a very kind of addictive gameplay cycle where you go off exploring these kind of tombs and mines and you look for different loot that you then go back and sell in your shop for different prices. So a unique little gameplay twist, very fun little game to play. So they are your games for July if you're a Pro subscriber. But moving on to new games, and the first one is Rainbow Six Siege, which is now available on Google Stadia. So you can pick that up in the Mega Sale at the moment and it is massively discounted, so if you've been holding out for this game, it's definitely worthwhile picking up. Apparently it performs very well, so we'll get 60 frames per second, performs very close to the console counterparts, but one thing that has come up when we've been looking through comments and gameplay is that it seems to be limited to a 60 field of view, so you know it's worthwhile bearing that in mind. You're probably going to be at a massive disadvantage in what you can actually see on your screen versus things like the PC players. So it's worthwhile giving it a go. Obviously it is relatively cheap at the moment and you can return it if you're not happy with the performance. It's still a great way to be able to play the game, and if you just have Stadia to be able to play games on, then ultimately it's the only way you're going to be able to play it. So yeah, give it a go. Interestingly, a few days after Stadia announced that they had the Mega Sale coming up and the July Pro games, they also announced that Streets of Rage 4 was coming out on July 15th, so that should be coming very soon, and this looks real good fun for all of you guys and girls out there who were a big fan of the retro beat 'em up series. It is now coming over to Stadia. All hand-drawn graphics, looks absolutely fantastic and cannot wait to play that. As well, at the same time as announcing that, they also talked about more of their games that are coming across over 2021. And for the eagle-eyed amongst you, you will have seen mention of Ark Survival Evolved. Now, this is a game that we keep seeing in the comments a lot, that people are just a little bit concerned that has just died out and it isn't going to be coming. So it is nice to see a mention of it for once, that it is still coming to the platform, so don't worry too much about it. So moving across to Microsoft xCloud, and all players will now get access to the new streaming hardware. So basically, Microsoft announced that they would be using Xbox Series X hardware to power all of their streaming, which would improve load times and also graphics performance as well. Now that is currently available for all xCloud players, so that has been completely rolled out, which is a massive improvement. We took it for a spin and we saw load times were improved absolutely massively. So where games used to take between a minute to 2 minutes to load up, we were finding they were loading up in less than 6 seconds. So that improvement is absolutely astronomical. So well done Microsoft, that is incredible. Graphics improvement is much better as well, and there's certainly a lot less dropped frames. However, what we did find is our sort of latency input wasn't particularly great, but we were using a Bluetooth controller with an iOS device, so that probably had something to do with it. Along with this upgrade to the hardware, it's also gone fully available to anybody using iOS or iPadOS as well. So before this happened, you had to be invited to be able to play it on your iPhone or your iPad, whereas now if you have your Game Pass Ultimate subscription and you have an iPhone or an iPad, you can just play it. You don't have to get any invites or anything like that. It will just work perfectly. You'll be able to load it through Safari and start playing your games on the cloud. Along with some of those upgrades, there are some new games coming across to the service as well. So we're going to see Immortal Realms, Vampire Wars, Gang Beasts, Bug Fables, and Banjo-Kazooie and Nuts and Bolts. So as always, Game Pass is getting more and more feature rich. There's more and more games coming across to the platform, and the cloud gaming side of things is getting more fledged out and definitely starting to perform a lot better. It's really exciting to see what comes next for xCloud, and hopefully they can fix some of those latency inputs, and yeah, if they can do that and nail that, then it's going to absolutely be one of the best cloud gaming services out there. And last, but of course by no means least, is Nvidia GeForce Now. Now in their GeForce Thursday blog, they did spend most of the time talking about the fact that the Steam Summer Sale is available, which is probably a good thing because it's a great place to be able to grab a lot of really good discounts to then own those games and be able to stream them on Nvidia GeForce Now. However, it wasn't all about the sale, and they did have some new titles that have come across to the platform basically as of Thursday, but for the first time ever they announced all of their games that are coming in July, so that was a big step forward for them and shows that they obviously have confidence in some of those titles that are coming over. So the 11 games that were announced on Thursday we'll have up on the screen there. Have a quick browse through them and see if there's anything that piques your interest, and if not, then have a look at these ones coming for the rest of July. Now, something to note for the July releases is that Orcs Must Die 3 is also in there, which was a Stadia exclusive basically as of a year ago, so that's really interesting to see that's come across to Nvidia GeForce Now. Now, there's quite a few games that are coming through in July as well, so some really interesting looking titles on there, and definitely a good step forward for Nvidia GeForce Now, seeing that there's so many titles that are coming across. Hopefully, as of each Thursday, they will also add some surprises in there for us as well, just to keep our interest going, but who knows, I guess we'll find out this coming Thursday. So once again, another exciting week for cloud gaming. There's loads and loads of news coming out, upgrades to the different services, new games coming across to them as well, and we can't wait to see what happens as of next week. It's very interesting to see where xCloud's heading at the moment. They've upgraded the hardware side of things. The load times are looking fantastic and the graphics quality is really impressive. They just have some of that latency stuff to fix as well. Google Stadia is going strong and they're really pushing out some really good discounts and bringing new games to the service. And Nvidia GeForce Now is just kind of ticking over nicely as it always does. And again, bringing more games to its service. So can't really go too far wrong with that. Let us know what your favourite announcement was from this week down in the comments below. And once you're down there, hit the like and subscribe button because it just really helps the channel to grow. Now, in the meantime, stay safe and we will see you soon. Bye.